How we doing and welcome. That's My Take podcast. I am your host, Nug the narrator. This is where we strive to educate, entertain, interact, and to add value to your day. And again, I am your host, Nug the narrator. Let's get into some world news. Move over plant-based beef. Beef infused rice. Imagine eating a delicious, nutritious bowl of beef rice. No, not beef on rice, beef rice. That's what a team of South Korean researchers are hoping to plant up with their newly developed hybrid rice grown in a lab with cow muscle and fat cells inside the rice grains. The rice, which is colored pink, could offer a cheaper, more environmentally sustainable source of protein with a much lower carbon footprint than beef, the researchers say. Imagine obtaining all the nutrients we need from cell cultured protein rice. Preliminary author Soyeon Park said in a news release on Wednesday when the study was published in the journal Matter. Rice already has a high nutrient level, but adding cells from livestock can further boost it. Here's how they do it. They first coat the rice in fish gelatin to help the meat cells latch on better. Then they insert cow muscle and fat stems into the rice grains, which are left to culture in a petri dish. The meat cells then grow on the surface of the rice grain and inside the grain itself. After about 9 to 11 days, you get the final product, which the study describes as reminiscent of micro beef sushi and has a different texture, nutritional profile, and flavor than traditional rice grains. A novel food ingredient that can overcome humanity's food crisis has been created, the study declared, adding that new solutions were critical in overcoming rising health concerns, infectious disease risk, climate change, and resource scarcity. Pretty long article, but I'm gonna let you know what I think real quick. My take on this is brilliant if you cool with like simplicity food, meaning like I love rice, so if they can infuse rice on a molecular level that beef is infused in the rice, I'm all in. I love rice. So I think scientists, South Korea, on some cool shit from what I read from the article. Again, they infusing beef and cow. What they said, the beef and the cows. Where is that? Where is that? Fatty stem cells from muscles from the cow. So it's basically cow meat or whatever, but they're infusing it and helping it, I guess, grow and cultivate inside of rice. That's what we just read. What I got of it is brilliant. I haven't tasted. I'm definitely gonna add some salt, pepper, a little Tony Zazurans, but I will try some infused beef rice. I mean, that's just me. I don't know. Moving on. Roman eggs still intact, found in UK, an amazing discovery. Researchers have cracked one of the mysteries hidden within a Roman egg, discovering that it still contains this liquid almost 2 millennia after it was first laid. This is the oldest unintentionally preserved avian egg I have ever seen, said Douglas G.D. Russell, senior culturer of bird eggs and nests at the Natural History Museum, or NHM, who was consulted about best preserving an ancient egg, told CNN in a statement Monday, and I quote, that makes it fascinating. He pointed out that there are older eggs with their contents still inside them, like a series of mummified eggs at the NHM, probably excavated in Europe in 1898, but no other known examples of naturally preserved eggs that are this old. The egg was first discovered in 2010 alongside three others in Amesbury, England, about 80 kilometers, 50 miles northwest of London, during an excavation conducted by charity Oxford archaeologist Edward Biddulph, and that's with two D's, Biddulph. senior project manager at Oxford Archaeology, told CNN Monday. Nestled in a pit that had been used to supply water for malting and brewing until around 270 AD, archaeologists believe that the eggs have been left there as gifts to the gods once the pit has fallen into disuse. These sorts of areas in the Roman world tend to encourage rituals as offerings to the gods of good luck, just like people do today, throwing coins in the fountains, he added. Um, Definitely kind of wild. They found an egg that still basically contains this liquid. I mean, I don't know if I could believe it, but I guess if we can't prove some liquid was inserted into the egg, the liquid had to be there all this time. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm non-believer of stuff like this in terms of, I guess, finding some old shit and now you telling me it still got its liquid in it. So it never really hatched to be a whatever type of egg it is. So I'm guessing it was preserved over these years to be basically in the state of liquid without the development of whatever's coming out the egg. Because we know we got birds and snakes, all kind of stuff come out of eggs. So I don't know. My take is that's cool and all. If you know what I'm saying, really found like again an egg that old and containing this stuff. Hey, I'm a historian, got a degree, history, Huntington College. Year was 2002. Took me 5 years, best 5 years of my life. I was once called a black Van Wilder. So take that and run with it. But no, again, that would really be some cool shit if the egg really again that old and containing is liquids. That's just cool. What can I say? All right. Um, I see yo like 3 times in the chat. I'm a yo back and get back to what I'm doing. Thanks for interacting, but I do prefer all interactions to be either after the show or directly about the topic I'm talking about. But thank you, Lynn XYY, for tapping in. I appreciate that. I really do. Um, Moving on. China gears up to ring in the new year of the dragon when expected record 9 billion trips. Wow. Travel across China ramped up in recent days as millions boarded trains and planes and braved heavy traffic roads in what officials have estimated will be a record 9 billion, and that's with a B, trips surrounding the Lunar New Year on Saturday. Train stations, airports, and highways were packed with travelers carting suitcases, provisions, and gifts for family members in recent days as the weeks long Chongyong or Spring Festival travel rush period, which begun late last month, got into full swing. Much of the Chongyong travel sees workers leaving China's prosperous large cities and returning to hometowns across smaller cities, towns, and rural areas to celebrate with family and friends during an 8-day public holiday, which for many extended. And for many this year, the year of the dragon, according to the Chinese zodiac calendar, marks the return of normal travel for the first time since COVID-19 pandemic began. China's stringent coronavirus controls limits the movement of people across the country since 2020. Last year's holiday took place just weeks after those measures were lifted, only to coincide with a wave of infections that complicated travel. This year, travelers were demanded to make it back to see loved ones, even as blizzards and freezing rains across part of eastern and central China earlier this week decimated flight and train schedules and left motorists stranded for hours as on snowy highways. 9 billion people traveling. That's still just, I can't even fathom that. Travel was expected to see a significant uptick this year. Authorities last month forecast that China's population of 1.4 billion with a B will take a record 9 billion trips during the 40-day holiday period. Again, they celebrating January 26th to what it said. I know I saw some dates. They go and see their folks and they traveling. 9 with a B billion of them in China. I just wanted to see my dates for when it lasts. I know I had some dates on here and I can't find recent days. Yeah, other than the 9 billion, I thought I had like when it started and when it stopped. I thought I read that shit. Maybe I made it up in my head. I don't know. But no, shit, obviously China is populated to say the least. And with that being said, these folks been kind of pent down. What's this? This 2004. So they've been pent down 3 years to not be able to get from here to here to go see family members. They got 9 billion of them moving around for this year of the dragon. Like, marks the return of normal travel for the first time for many this year since the COVID-19 pandemic. One time for everybody still living, just to keep it real on the pandemic thing, just thinking back to it, that took a lot of people out. I don't know if it was population control or experiment going bad, chemical warfare, bio warfare, I should say. I don't know which one it is. I just know I'm happy I'm still here. Like, really though. Like, but yeah, that's a lot of people moving, man. And they say they, basically returning to hometowns across smaller cities, towns, and rural areas. A lot of people, 1.4, they on the move. That's I mean, I can't really take nothing else from that but the fact that it's astounding that they can accommodate that much travel because they obviously organized. I mean, if you can organize the same folks to not travel, you definitely can organize them to travel. Government, all that. All right, that's it for the world news tonight. This is a late night edition of That's My Take. I don't know. I don't really want to apologize, but I can say I wanted to go on a few days earlier. Life happens, barbershops happen, prices go up, all kind of shit. But we finally here. I do appreciate it. I want to say this is day 7. So 7 days from prior to this, I was on. So I did do my 2 times in a week by going on tonight before 12 o'clock because I want to say tomorrow will make the 8th day. And I want to keep that consistency. And it's just 2 times a week that I want y'all to just, you know what I'm saying, come get a little value, entertainment, and education from your boy, Nug the Narrator, if you can. Subscribe, tell a friend, like, comment even. Again, we had somebody telling me, yo, 3 times, and I'm just not looking at it because I'm into my teleprompter. I'm giving my takes on stories. As much as I want the interaction, the app that I got right now, I can put you, whoever you are, on my screen, just giving your email. Boom, just like that. You click on you in my guest room. That's how simple it is. So we will get to that in interactions and invite people on. And that matter of fact, let me at least chat back to whoever this is. Yo, yo, yo. Because that's all they said was yo, yo, yo. And I'm going to just yo, yo, yo back and just say holla back. Because I don't really know. But I'm happy we got our interaction. That's one of, more than 0. We moving up. Moving on, though, U.S. news. 10 people infected with E. coli outbreak linked to raw milk cheese. CDC says. 4 people have been hospitalized and 1 person developed hemolytic uretic syndrome. This is a serious condition, sound like it, that can cause kidney failure. No deaths have been reported, the CDC says. 6 of the people infected said they ate raw farm brand raw cheddar cheese. Say that fast. Raw farm brand raw cheddar cheese, raw farm brand farm. The CDC is investigating the outbreak and in the meantime has advised consumers not to eat raw farm brand raw cheddar cheese in original and jalapeno flavors. Okay, they were specific. Raw Farm is working with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and is recalling its products. I bet they are. The CDC said, according to Raw Farm, the cheese is made from whole raw milk. Raw milk is milk from cows or other animals that has not been pasteurized. Unpasteurized products can carry dangerous bacteria such as Listeria, Salmonella, and the big favorite, E. coli. According to the CDC, E. coli live in the intestines of people and animals. Woo! People who are exposed to the kind of E. coli known as Shigon toxic producing E. coli can get cramps, bloody diarrhea, and kidney failure. About 265,000 infections of Shigon toxic producing E. coli occurs in the U.S. every year. Raw Farm, just gonna hurt the brand a little bit. I believe you can bounce back, but I think you should take the raw off and just call it farm brand, and then take the raw off right here and just call it farm brand cheddar cheese. And use pasteurized milk, bro. The unpasteurized milk is basically from the milk cow to your product. We gotta have a middleman if we're not trying to get people sick. That's my take on just keeping it real, because I mean they even went all the way down to the jalapeno flavor. Stay away, you might get E. coli. Like, again, this is gonna hurt the brand, but I can help with rebranding. Again, I suggest stripping the raw off in both places. Farm brand cheddar cheese. Use pasteurized milk. Boom, we got them. New packaging. Run a little skit on my channel, all that. We got them again right after that. Because if you go eat this type of shit, you go come back once it's fixed. I'm not eating raw, unpasteurized products that can carry dangerous bacteria. I'm not eating that. No. Moving on. 2 teenagers charged in the Kansas City Super Bowl rally shooting. Where are their parents? I digress. The city is now grappling with the tragedy. 2 teenagers in custody in connection with the deadly shooting during the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl rally left one woman dead and more than 20 others injured. Were charged Thursday. I'm sorry, I was supposed to say deleted. I'm new to this. This is my rookie season. I know the calendar changed. I relaunched. So to me, I'm still a rookie until I get from that date that I relaunched. Like, I gotta also just real quick say I hope a fellow content creator like myself get better and feel better. Mr. Star, big nigga Star. I hope you do get better soon, sir. And I look forward to hearing from you sometime next week. I know you camming up more, and hey, I want to get on the cam and show you the new digs. I mean, it's the same spot, but I just put a couple of extra things in it. I'm playing with a couple of angles and how I really want to, officially be seen. I'm getting another chair because I do want to be a little higher, but at the same time, I don't want all my stuff like just then. That twirl, I was all the way out the damn picture, basically. I know this is my spot. I already practiced how far I could go and all that, but yeah, I just again get well and yes, back to these 2 knuckleheads in Missouri. The Office of the Juvenile said that the teens face gun-related and resisting arrest charges and are currently detained in secure detention at the Juvenile Detention Center. It is anticipated that additional charges are expected in the future as the investigation by the Kansas City Police Department continues. I mean, the story go on, but I mean, the stuff that really get me is the number of people that got shot. Like, I'm gonna scroll down some because again, it's a lot of filler, and this is a long one, but I just want to start right here and just finish up on this story because these type of stories I don't really like, and I know it happens in most major cities across America. Why I don't know. I'm 45 and I still don't get it, but you could get a gun just as easily as you could go get a pack of bubble gum, but that's neither here nor there. CNN previously reported the Children's Hospital received 12 patients following the shooting, including one adult and 11 children between 6 and 15 years old. 9 of the children had suffered gunshot wounds, said Stephanie Meyer, the hospital's chief nursing officer. The chiefs on Friday, in partnership with other groups, said the team launched an emergency response fund and has contributed $200K toward helping the shooting victims and their families. Patrick and Brittany Mahomes visited 2 of the victims, sisters aged 8 and 10, who are recovering after being shot in their legs, the family said in a statement obtained by CNN. I don't know. I wrestle with a lot of things about my culture, and this is one of them. Like, don't have guns just because you could go get a gun. Like, I know y'all are environments where even in the schools, people got guns, and that suck. But don't be one of them. Because if you don't bring a gun, your partner ain't gonna bring a gun, and so on and so forth. That's just what I think. We all need to like chill with the gun stuff. But look how many people got shot. Look how many things happened. It posted this thing said it had like 1 million people out there celebrating with the Chiefs, the little parade. Like 2-time champions, 2 times in a row, and y'all and shot up the place. It's just why? Why? That's my whole thing. Why? Moving on. Wholesale prices rise in January, suggesting continued inflation. Great. Wholesale prices spiked in January, rising 0.3% and above expectations, and yet another sign that maybe inflation is proving harder to put to rest than the markets and the Federal Reserve had hoped. Economists had expected a 0.1% monthly increase in both the overall product price index, a measure of price paid by businesses, and the core, which leaves out often volatile energy and food costs. The core index rose 0.6% for the month, far above forecast for a 1% and the largest gain since January of 2023. Damn. According to the Labor Department report released Friday, the PPI is now running at 2.6% annual pace. Stock futures fell in the news while yields on Treasury rose. The release follows Tuesday customer price index for January that showed inflation rose by 0.3% last month, above forecasted for a 0.2% gain, while the annual rate fell only to although food prices also increased while energy costs fell. The surprise in the CPI sent shockwaves through the stock market, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average falling 525 points, though it did recoup some of those losses in the following days. Investors had brought into the notion of the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates in May, but that was called into question by the stronger than expected news on inflation. Bro, I feel inflation. It feel like inflation follow me every day. Like everywhere I go, everything feels inflated. I'm just keeping it real. Like And I'm not just talking about food or gas. It's just like a life. Everything that, like, I don't know. I try not to concentrate on the inflation, but it's hard for me to buy something or I have to have something and I know it's inflated and the value ain't what the product price is nowhere near. I'm sorry. I'm not about to go with this. Well, bread used to be a nickel because the machines and the gas and look, y'all go try to tell me bread still that high. It's ridiculous. We need bread to survive. That shit should be free. Maybe I'm a socialist. I got a little socialist views. Maybe. Up next, hip hop and entertainment news. Oh, see, this is not my spot. This is my spot. All right, I gotta remember that. That lean over there is bad. So now I got that in tow. Cause when I do, yeah, okay. This is where I need to be when I'm just not reading and being conversational. This is my spot until I move the camera again. But right now, this is my spot. So now that I know that, I can get comfortable in knowing that, hey, I don't have to hear your face is not showing all the way or we barely can see your face. If I can see my face in the view, I know you can see my face in the view. So that's all we need. But yeah, um, as always, that's my takes brought to you by the fam. Forever amongst made men, forever about making money. It's not only a couple of guys that got together under some letters. It's a way of life. It's a acronym. It's a former rap group in three. I mean, it was like a super group, then a subgroup, then everybody had solo shit too. So yeah, fam's a lot, and I'm glad to be a part of a lot. But yes, shit. Moving on, hip hop and entertainment news. Troy Ave heads to prison over 2016 shooting. 7 years later, and that money kept him out. I don't care what nobody say. Troy Ave heads to prison over 2016 shooting. And I quote, "You might not see me for a while." Troy Ave has apparently begun serving his prison sentence following a shooting incident in 2016 that resulted in the death of his bodyguard. The Brooklyn rapper and podcaster Taxstone got into a fight at a T.I. concert at NYC's Irving Plaza, which resulted in Ave getting shot twice. His bodyguard, Banger, deleted, and two bystanders injured. Taxstone was sentenced to 35 years in prison, while Troy Ave was handed a reduced 1 year stint in jail. Troy spoke about going away in an Instagram video captured Free Troy Ave and appeared to confirm he was turning himself into authorities to begin his sentence. And I quote, "About the run up in the court, you might not see me for a while, but just know the streets is a myth," he said. "Somebody shot me. Instead of laying down and dying, I'd been a hero, a martyr. I take the gun and bust back. There you have it. Here go the consequences. We don't cry over spilled milk. You can take the lemons and make lemonade. Y'all keep supporting and keep running it. And send prayers. Prayers count more than anything. I'm out of here." End quote. Because of New York's self-defense laws, I probably got to be away from my kids and my loved ones and my businesses and my employees and the life that I built for myself. But I said before and I'll say it again, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Addressing life in jail, he said, and I quote, "I'm not trying to win the toughest nigga in jail competition. I just want to be the richest nigga. I'm going to play dominoes, do my push-ups, read some books, and take some time to recharge my battery." I don't know. Troy Ave, not the biggest rapper. Can say I do listen to Troy Ave, not regularly, but honestly, I can look y'all in the camera. I don't regularly listen to nobody. Like I listen to who I listen to, but I don't know. I'm kind of weird when it comes to music. I might one day want to just hear a catalog of just me, and I'm just riding me for like 2-3 months. I got music that I could just ride me for 2-3 months. Reminisce on, damn, I made that. Yeah, I was doing this when I made that. Then boom, I'm all the way in a tangent on my own shit. So I don't really listen to much music, but I do stay up on what's hot, what's going on. I love the new BG record, the one way he talking about the prison sentence and holding it down and people not there for you. And I love the beat. I love the storytelling. He been a great storyteller. He basically put me in the cell with him on that song. BG, I love that song. Just keeping it real, like I love it. That's a hit. Streets might call it just a street banger or whatever, but to me, that's a hit record. I don't know. We'll see if he get a plaque or if it go that far, but I think that one should have been saved to an album. Cause that bitch hard. For real. That bitch hard. That's the record deal one there. If they got him independent till he get the number he wants, somebody need to give him the number he wants. He go get it back. He hot. That shit. But no, getting back to Troy Ave, I do remember the case. You in New York, guns, prison time. You lucky you got jail time, in my opinion. I already know you don't play up there with guns because they go lock your ass up. It ain't like down here. It's not. So with that being said, that money that he say he gonna be the richest nigga in the prison, that's what's that kept him, in my opinion, out for so long. Because he did go in, but they let him out. And again, that's money to get let out. And boom, I guess he lost an appeal or something. Legally, he lost, and he got to go finish. I think they're saying like 6 months because he did some time because he got a year for having the gun. Hey, New York, guns, jail, prison time. That's just my take on it. Free Troy Ave. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Some rappers go to jail and come out 10 times better than themselves. So look at BG, for example. It could be Troy Ave, even though it's a short sit down. I don't want to see nobody in jail, not even my worst enemy. Moving on. Boosie Badass bashes Usher one more time. And I quote, "You can't put your genitals on a man's wife," end quote. Boosie Badass does not hold his tongue when sharing his opinions. The Baton Rouge native called out Usher for embracing Alicia Keys during their My Boo performance at Super Bowl 58. The 41-year-old rapper has now doubled down on his criticism of Usher hugging Alicia Keys, Swiss Beats' wife, from behind the stage at the NFL's big game. Boosie slammed the legendary R&B singer again while getting his hair cut, and I quote, "This is a man's wife, bro. You cannot put your genitals on the back of a man's wife," Boosie Badass told someone off camera in his latest rant posted on social media. And I quote, "Because everywhere I go, they'll be on my ass, and I'm going to stand up for what I say because I'm a real one," he continued. "First of all, it wasn't planned because of the reaction on her face. If it was planned, she would have had time to ask her husband, was that okay? I feel like both of them would have said no because they know how social media will take something like that," end quote. In contrast, Swiss Beats publicly showed support for his wife, Alicia Keys, and Usher after the Super Bowl moment became a trending topic on social media. The accomplished music producer stated, and I quote, "Congratulations, Usher and my love, Alicia Keys. That song is a classic. We don't do negative vibes on this side. We make history," end quote. Alicia Keys also appeared to shrug off the criticism over the Super Bowl hug by expressing her love for Swiss Beats on Valentine's Day on Wednesday, February 14th. The songs in a Mirror album creator posted, and I quote, "You mesmerize me. I can't wait to spend the rest of forever with you." Real quick take on this story. As I sip my tea, this ain't nothing but some good old Southern sweet tea. As I think about this take on this here topic, is twofold. I feel like My Boo, the song, and he might not remember the song. I feel like they was hugged up in the video of the song, so they just remade that moment how many years later, and it came out how it came out. Now, do I think it was rehearsed? Now that he mentioned it, I gotta go back and actually look at her face and see. Now that he mentioned what he mentioned, because I really might have. I be forgetting which way I could duck. I gotta remember duck right because you really left on screen. It could have been spontaneous, but I gotta go back and look. I don't really know, but I feel like everything for something that big is rehearsed. So I feel like Swiss knew that was about to happen because they say we go remake the Mabu scene. You remember the Mabu scene? And from there they play the old video, and then he like, oh, okay, that's how I think it happened. Cause I know Swiss ain't gonna just be like, yeah, it's cool to rub all on my girl ass. But in light of them being entertainers and them remaking the Mabu video, cause let's all go back and check out the Mabu video. I want to say they was hugged up in a little scene on that, just how many years ago it was. That's just my take on that one. But no, gotta watch Usher though. Don't leave your girl around me, or something he said. Moving on. Shannon Sharp makes it clear that he and Mike Epps have ended their beef. Shannon Sharp, a podcaster who not only I look up to, but I really gotta say, damn, like him and Ocho together. Like I like the other show. Y'all know I don't really like saying the name of the other show, but I ain't no hater. So Shay Shay, I like that show, but I feel like Nightcap better than that show. Like, I don't know if it's a spinoff. What spinoff was better than the original? All right. I won't say All in the Family had either the Jeffersons or fucking Florida from Good Times on it, and it made Good Times, or I don't remember what show, but Maud made the Jeffersons. See, I don't remember the shows for real, so I don't want to be lying to folks, but it's some shows that they had spinoffs that was better than the original show. And Nightcap, for me, is a spinoff of Shay Shay, is better. That's just my take. That's just my take on that one. But no, they ended the beef. This here again, another filler story, but I won't jump right into my take on this because the story is him and Mike Epps made up. My backstory is I feel like Mike Epps took an opportunity to not only garner some attention, sell some tickets, get some limelight his way. Cause shit, a lot of the movies ain't really hit like they used to hit that he done been making. I'm just keeping it real, and only a certain amount of people was watching that little sitcom he had with I'm not good with names, but he had a sitcom here recently. That bitch was all right, but it wasn't like all that. I can't think of the name of it. I would call my cousin and just put him on the spot, but I gotta check the laws on that because I don't know if I could call people and they be online, and because that shit might be illegal, and I'm not trying to break no FCC laws and shit to have a podcast. I'm not doing it. A lot of them hating on Shannon Sharp. A lot of them hating on Shannon Sharp. Like, it's for real. He been kind of like, I don't want to use the word overlooked, but he been kind of like, okay, he a star, but he like a star right here, and he was a great football player. So now, from the great football player, he then became a super duper star with this podcast shit. Like, and it happened kind of like overnight. Like right now, he could write his ticket. But I know he's already a very rich man, but he could write his ticket. You can tell First Take, man, fuck y'all. I'm going to do my own thing, and it ain't nobody go bat a fucking eye. ESPN ain't got it like he got it in terms of the internet, and most people watching the internet than watching TV present day. Remember what I just said. More people watching the internet than they watching TV present day. So ESPN could do all this. They still gonna be known as just a TV channel. Even though I know they do all this other shit, what I'm trying to say is once you are that big in the podcast internet world, I feel like the sky's the limit for real, because all eyes is on Shannon for real, like just keeping it real. And there's a lot of podcasters hating, and y'all need to cut it out. Y'all don't need to have a podcast where y'all talking about another man because he the podcast to be talking about just so y'all could have something to talk about and get some likes and views. That's whack. And I know I'm just a small fry in this podcast world right now. I'm going to be a large fry one day. And y'all going to have to fucking deal with me because ain't much go change. But the mood, y'all need to leave Shannon Sharp alone though, real talk. Like, and that's just a whole nother thing. Before I move on to sports, and I ain't gonna lie, speaking of sports, I'm gonna try my best to keep it interesting, but I'm gonna be talking about a lot of off-season football moves. I'm gonna just keep it real. Football, in terms of sports, is like 92% of my sports. So the other 8% is just the other 8%. So I gotta talk about football. It's like my soap opera. I gotta be involved with football, even though it's the off season. So I watch the moves, what player do what teams doing what management doing what coaches go well. I'm constantly into that, and that's on the NFL level and the college level. I love football, and that's a great segue into sports. The Raiders, porn star Jimmy Garoppolo gets 2-game ban for violation. Las Vegas Raider quarterback porn star Jimmy Garoppolo is being suspended 2 games for violating the NFL's performance enhancement substance policy, league sources told ESPN. The policy violation is said to be related to Garoppolo's use of prescription medication without having a valid therapeutic use exemption from the league, according to sources. Garoppolo will not appeal the suspension and will miss the first 2 games of the 24 season. Sources said the Raiders are expected to release old Garoppolo before the 5th day of the new league year in mid-March, when he would earn a $11.25 million roster bonus. Garoppolo also had an $11.25 million base salary guaranteed for that 24 season that now could be voided because of the suspension. Damn. The quarterback signed a 3-year, $75 million contract that included $33 million guaranteed with the Las Vegas Raiders in March, when Josh McDaniels was the team head coach and Dave Ziegler the general manager. But now, with my boy Antonio Pierce now the coach and Tom Telesco the general manager, there's no connection or commitment to Garoppolo. The Raiders will be looking to add another quarterback in the draft, with some around the league believing that Las Vegas could make a strong play to trade up from the number 13 pick that it currently holds. Porn star Jimmy, I don't know where you're going to end up, but it will not be with my Raiders. Yes, I'm a Saints, Raiders, Ravens fan. That's my teams. In that order, most times. Saints, y'all pissing me off so much that y'all pissing me off, man. For real. 2-game suspension. What I don't like about this is the league have a funny way of getting their money back. That $72 million sounded so good when he signed it. But that 33 guaranteed in the season he played last year is all of it he go get. That's guaranteed. He will be cut. They making sure they got enough money to spend on something else. It was good, Jimmy. Holla. I don't know where he going, but because think about it, he done been with the Patriots. He done been with San Francisco. Been with the Raiders. That means you're on your fourth team. You about to be out the league, Jimmy. I'm telling you, Jimmy about to be out the league. Moving on. Vince Carter and Chauncey Billups among the finalists for Basketball Hall of Fame. Aerial artist Vince Carter, big shot maker Chauncey Billups, smooth shooting Simeon Augusta, and Wisconsin winningest coach Bob Ryan headlining 14 finalists announced Friday for enshrinement into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame as a part of the NBA All-Star Weekend. Vince Carter, one of my favorite players, an 8-time All-Star, a slam dunk champion, Rookie of the Year, an Olympic gold medalist who retired in 2020 after scoring more than 25,000 points in 22 seasons, was on hand for the news conference, and I quote, "Unbelievable," said Carter. "Considered one of the greatest slam dunk showmen ever to grace the hardwood." And I quote, "I love to play more than anything. It wasn't about the numbers. I was asked probably 5 years prior to retiring, 'Why are you still playing? You're killing your average.' And I said, 'But I still love to play.' And that's what mattered." Billups, who earned the nickname Big Shot, Mr. Big Shot, for his clutch performances on the Detroit Pistons, was a 5-time All-Star and 2-time All-Defensive Team selection. He was the MVP of the 2004 NBA Finals when his Pistons beat Kobe Bryant, Big Shaq, and the Los Angeles Lakers. And I quote, "Everybody enters the NBA. It's their dream," Billups told ESPN. "It's basically basketball heaven to be in the Hall of Fame." Look, I love that last line. And I quote, "It's basically basketball heaven to be in the Hall of Fame." Look, I can't lie. I might not ever be in nobody Hall of Fame, but listen, I felt that line right there. Because that's the pinnacle. It gets no higher than playing at the high level and being celebrated at the highest level. Let me say that again. It gets no better, no bigger than being at the biggest level and being celebrated at that level. That's awesome for Vince and them. Vince Carter was a motherfucker on that basketball court. Look up the YouTube. We on YouTube. Go click Vince Carter highlights. The man have some of the best dunks in basketball history. Y'all heard how they introduced him, aerial artist. The dunks was magnificent, man. For real. Moving on. Tiger Woods withdrew from the Genesis Invitational in the middle of the second round due to illness. Woods withdrew from the Genesis Invitational, the event that he hosts every year in Southern California, and the first official tournament he's played since last year's Masters, on Friday afternoon due to illness. Woods hit his tee shot on the seventh hole at Revivra Country Club after a rough start to his second round. After hitting his drive and landing in the fairway, Woods hopped in a cart and left the course, signaling the end of his tournament. He was seen putting his head in his hands at one point on the ride back of the clubhouse. At that time, Woods was 1 over for his second round and 2 over for the tournament. Damn. Ultimately, the doctors are saying he got some potentially type of flu, and that had him dehydrated. He's been treated with an IV bag, and he's doing much better, and he'll be released on his own here soon. Woods walked out of the clubhouse on his own and got in a vehicle to leave the course shortly after those comments. An ambulance was called due to the medical request, but neither Woods nor anybody else was transported away in that ambulance. And I'm glad, because even Tiger Woods don't want to pay that $1,200. But what it was, 12 12, 13, whatever. I was in the hospital last year. God is good. Like last year I was in the hospital around this time. Like I think I was just getting out. I don't remember. Like did I get out right before Valentine's Day? Sometime February, whenever the Super Bowl was last year, I was put in the hospital, and it was rough. It was fuck. I thought I was done. Fuck. That's crazy when you had that feeling. And I don't know if any of y'all ever had that feeling, but I done had that feeling a few times that I felt like I was done. So I mean, it was happy that I wasn't done, but I just I don't know. For a second there, I thought I was done. Um, Giving my take on the Tiger Woods situation. Obviously, if you're too sick, you can't play golf and you can't compete. But I think at this point, it's becoming like his health is becoming his nemesis. And I believe he only have to win like 2 or 3 more Masters to be the all-time winner, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. And that's wild to say because I was in college in 96 watching the Masters, watching Tiger play golf, got me into golf. Now I got a pretty good into golf. I got a little elbow that I'm gonna get taken care of once I get me some insurance. But once I get this elbow right, because I probably need surgery on this bitch for real, because something ain't right with this bitch. I hit a golf shot one time, and I don't know if my form wasn't right or it's a golf elbow, but that fucking elbow be hurting sometime, and it was a golf injury. But I'm a pretty good golfer. Like I ain't got the best longest drive, but I could keep my shit straight. I'm a natural lefty, so I play the slice. Long as it's not dogging to the right, most of them go straight or do a left. I'm gonna hit the fairway, and I love golf. Like mini golf, cool, but I love the real game of golf. I really do. I got clubs. I golf. I ain't been out there in a while. I'm thinking like that might be something I might need to do. Just go golf. You know, fuck everything. Roll me up a couple blunts and a couple beers, a little whiskey, and just go fucking golf. I don't really want to do 18 though, but I'll go do a 9. I got a couple buddies that golf, but like honestly, like I don't know, I'm a loner, bro. Like you heard me say, me go by myself and golf. It's not like I don't be wanting to be around folks, but sometimes like I don't be wanting to be around folks. Like I don't know, golf to me is solidarity. Anyway, sometime in my head, I'm thinking I just want to be one with the ball, nature, and trying to get it in that hole. I don't know. I don't know, but Tiger, I heard he's got a new brand out. It's called Sunday Red. If you know Tiger, on Sundays when he in the championships, he wear the red shirt. He been doing it since the beginning. If you know Tiger, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know Tiger, I just taught you some shit. But he got him a little Tiger type feature, like figure, and it say Sunday Red. I mean, it's cool. The Browns are some bullshit. What's up, Shotty? I've been my bad. I've been running my fucking mouth. I'm almost done. Matter of fact, I'm gonna jump in the chat. This here is a good little stopping point. I'm just wrapping up sports and I gotta do I can't make this shit up. Oh yeah, I did get into them beats that O sent too. I picked one of them. I think the one I picked, I Want You on It. That's the one me and you go do for the album. So I need to sing you that beat. We need to start writing and see when we could come up with that one. And I told him that's the only one I liked from what he sent me. But yeah, I'm gonna knock out 6. We're gonna knock that one out. Me and Henny gonna knock one out, and I'm gonna probably do 4 just by myself because I don't really want that many features unless I could get Dice for real, for real. Like I don't really want that bitch with like too many features. It's gonna be wearing the 4-5 and shit, a little EP. I ain't trying to give him a lot. Fuck, I'm just in and out. like the burger company. But no, I got out on Valentine's Day. Okay, last year I got out the hospital on Valentine's Day. That's a bet. Yeah, yeah, man. The Browns awesome bullshit. You ain't lying. Yeah. Was it like a fucking sitcom that he was some type of mechanic or some shit? I don't remember, but nah, that shit wasn't all that. And I feel like Mike Epps just took this little minute to just catch him some attention because the movies ain't been hitting like they used to be. But see, he became redundant. He'll say the same fucking joke for 4 years. That was his problem. He was surviving off that fucking same joke too long, whatever that joke was. That's just my opinion, though. But yeah, man. Yep, the Netflix one. You already know what you talking about. You already know what the fuck you talking about. The Browns, the Carters, the some fucking bodies. But yes, that show. I watched a couple episodes. It wasn't, I don't know. It wasn't, I don't know. The timing of it was like 90s, or it wasn't time present timing in terms of the jokes and the joke patterns, or maybe they was using a funny machine with fake laughs and shit, but it just was, I don't know. That shit was whack. But no, speaking of some crazy shit, I can't make this shit up. This the segment of the show where I go look for a story that is weird as fuck, but it's true. And this one here is weird as fuck, but I can't make this shit up. I'm eating raw chicken every day for 100 days or until I'm hospitalized. And that's a quote because I'm definitely not eating raw chicken. A dapper Florida man is celebrating his 26th consecutive day of eating raw chicken. A quest he plans to continue until he gets a tummy ache. End quote. This company sent me some hot sauce, so we'll give it a go, he said Tuesday on Instagram as he doused a thick piece of raw chicken with weak sauce Philly's tangerine nightmare before consuming it. And I quote, sweet and spicy. John, who is not sharing his surname for privacy reasons, has been documenting an unusual journey on the Instagram page Raw Chicken Experiment for his flock of damn near 400,000 followers. So basically, I need to start eating raw chicken on here, right? That shit'll never happen. Not for no fucking followers. I take my time any day. And I quote, I experimented with raw chicken, vegan diets, plant-based, carnivore, milk only, raw beef, raw seafood, raw pork, keto, eating a stick of butter daily on video, etc. He wrote Tuesday on Instagram. And I quote, I find it fascinating to try different foods for my meat suit and see how it affects the stimulation, end quote. However, experts say that chicken should be cooked at an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Raw poultry meat can harbor several different types of bacteria, including salmonella. Yuck. Consuming raw or uncooked chicken can cause diarrhea and vomiting. And look, I could raise my hand because I personally know. Look, the year was probably 98. I smoke a lot. So it might have been 99, 97. I was on Huntington campus. Okay. Food court. We ain't had the biggest little court. It was a little bitty little food court. Motherfuckers fed me and I ordered chicken fingers and I got them raw. So I ate raw chicken fingers. I went to the doctor. I ended up settling out of court. That's a real true story. That really happened in my history. That's a real fucking fact. But getting back to this crazy shit, because I can't make this shit up. He eating raw chicken for 100 days. And if anybody want to check him out, go to Raw Chicken Experiment. I mean, don't tell him I sent you, but yes, he got my stomach feeling bad just thinking about the story and thinking about my bad chicken incident in college. But I ended up settling. So I guess it wasn't all bad, but would I do it again? Hell no. That was not a good feeling. Like that was not a good feeling at all. Eating raw chicken fingers. We now at the end of that's my take, and we right at the hour mark. I love it. I'm gonna go over because I do add a song at the end of every show, so I'm gonna go over. But we're at the end of the show. I thank y'all for attending. At this time, I like to leave y'all with this day in history, a segment that I bring you a couple of dates in history with a couple of things that happened today, which would be yesterday, 5 minutes ago in history. So this is actually a newbie for me because this is for, again, yesterday, the 16th day in history, because it's after 12 where I'm at Central Standard Time. So February 16th, 1923, Howard Carter opens the inner burial chamber of the Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun's tomb and finds the sarcophagus. And I think a lot of weird shit happened after that shit. And I don't remember the exact story, but when them boys went and messed with them damn mummies, some shit happened. It wasn't just no movie, too. Some real crazy shit happened to these folks fucking with them people mummies. I remember that in history. In 1968, believe it or not, in the US, the first 911 phone system goes into service right here in Haleyville, Alabama. I'm in Alabama. I don't know where the fuck Haleyville's at, but the first 911 system in the US in 1968. Hard to believe, but true. Go look it up. And in my last one, I'm going to give y'all three before we get into the music. And I leave y'all to do. In 2013, Lionel Messi, one of my favorite soccer players, scored his 14th consecutive goal in La Liga and his 300th goal in 365 appearances for Barcelona. The boy is cold on the pitch. If you follow me and love soccer like I do, you got to love Messi. Yeah, he's older now and play for Miami. He ain't the same. He came in the league with a triple, what they call that, a hat trick. Came over here, he 36 or some shit, still did a hat trick. For real, for real. But no, as always, man, thank y'all for joining me. I feel like the show went exactly how I wanted it to go. I wanted to give y'all an hour of not only entertainment, but a little education, a little interaction. Shotty, my partner, again, I'm going to email you that fifth track that I picked so we could get on that song and get this EP started and done. I do want get the songs formulated so I could just block it off with Coke. But yeah, I think that song there will be good for me and you to just go in on. And add a little value to your day. I'm your host, Nug the narrator. This has been That's My Take podcast. Again, Big Star. I hope you get better, get well soon. And shit. I'm out. I'm gonna leave y'all with one that I call New Orleans. And that's New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans, so just a play on words. But y'all have a good night, man. See y'all next time. Real waxy over here. Yeah. Don't say Star Wars. Montgomery will always be my playground. Yeah. But New Orleans my home, and if I got a lean cup in my hand, I'm New Orleans. New Orleans, and I'm waxing her. Flavor up, this ain't no acting. Why give them the satisfaction? Designer hippie, this ain't no fashion. New Orleans, and I'm waxing her. Flavor up, this ain't no acting. Why give them the satisfaction? Why?
Designer hippie, this ain't no fashion, no, no. Miss my city like my last trip. So New Orleans, no counterfeit. Rep the 6 cause it made me all Gucci wolf, all gravy. A lot of niggas getting gone. Way too many names in the song. Yeah, loaded off their memory. But when I die, who's gonna remember me? Hold on, your time coming. Meanwhile, the dope running. Waxing all my pain away. My cup and my hustle, till my journey paid. New Orleans and I'm waxing. Flavored up, this ain't no acting. Why I give them the satisfaction? Designer hippie, this ain't no fashion. New Orleans and I'm waxing. Flavored up, this ain't no acting. Why I give them the satisfaction? Designer hippie, this ain't no fashion. No. The game take the real niggas. Numb to it, no wonder I don't feel niggas. Hear they lies, feel they vibes. Know they flawed, they know I'm fly. I'm cool, just being me. My life an open book, come and see. Did so much with so little. First thing so, no second fiddle. I'm from the city, this shit big easy. Ain't nothing, please believe me. Hit the wax, let it do its thing. Tax some doubles, make them kick the rain. New Orleans and I'm waxing. Flavored up, this ain't no acting. Why I give them the satisfaction? Designer hippie, this ain't no fashion. New Orleans and I'm waxing.